the hell the Bobby Womack gonna call anybody the ugly? That's just like a man with a big ass belly talking about, I don't want no fat girls. What? Bitch, you a fat girl.
Hello, black hole. See this brother winning, man. Hey, look, what is it, Wh00ping? What is it, Wh00ping? What is it, Wh00ping? Can't see this.
Well, hello there, love bugs. Hello there, Bellas. If you have not already done so, please remember to like, share to Facebook, subscribe, and visit uptopbeauty.com. Today's looky would be our punk funk shades. Oh, I'm giving it, right? And if this is not your speed, just go on over there, look through the website, and I'm sure you will find something that will accommodate your needs. And if you are not already a part of this book club, please hit the Patreon link below and or the join button here on the YouTube, and for a small monthly fee of $5, you babies. Yes, you can be privy to all the shenanigans before the YouTube gets it, if the YouTube gets it. Now, let's talk about, or continue talking about, this bullshit right here. Bobby Womack's, my story. What is this? 1944 to 2014. Yeah, you're going to need more people with this one, Bobby. Because you leaving shiz out, the Bobby. I took a brick and busted the car window out. Grabbed my keys, then I called Barbara. I told her someone had tried to break into my car. Thought that was pretty clever. She asked me where I was. I said I was on the way home. They knocked the window out, but then saw me coming and ran off. Barbara said, hurry home. On the half-hour drive, I looked at the story and thought, that effing around, it just ain't worth it. So for a while, my ding-dong went on vacation. Notice he said, a wow, okay? Until he started hunting her daughter, if I got the story right. Right in the middle of all that hassle, after I married Barbara, I got a call. Somebody told me Ray Charles was putting a whole new band together. He wanted me to audition. Ray had been cleaning up, trying to kick heroin, and he didn't want any musicians around him who were still using. This was late 1965. I don't know if Ray knew about the pressure I was under. It hadn't let up. Nobody would give me a break. Yeah, because those is the repercussions of hunching a man's wife. Pause, okay? So remember how back in the day, men always put it out there, oh, she crazy, especially when they got caught with their, pickle in another can of mayonnaise, if you know what I'm saying. The first thing they would yell is, oh, she crazy. She don't know what she talking about. She crazy. I've been saying that ninjas will kill you. I told you I got a problem with going back home. I need to have some bodyguards, okay? If you get a man to fall for you and then you reject them, they will remember that forever. I have a stalker to this day because I rejected someone who shitted on me. I'm like, wait a minute, you the one that had the whole family on the side. You the one that lied about every daggone thing, and when I decided to leave you alone, now you mad at me, fool? You better go back to your family, boy. But anyway, like I said, when you see some of these thug pickles in the street, they got that thing in their back, because they easily be like, Bob, you know what I'm saying? You be like, ooh, yeah, ooh, I'm so turned on, ooh, whop. And then, as soon as something go left, whether I don't know, stay out past 11 o'clock, I don't know, them niggas be ready to pull that thing out on you. Ladies, I'm telling you, I implore you, stop playing with these men's affections, especially when you know they love you. Okay? Stop playing with their affections because they will kill you. I was untouchable, but Ray probably figured he could use that. At 21, he knew I didn't have any kind of habit that he could feed off. So I liked that. Ray Charles offered me a way out. I never met the man, and he gave me a gig. Ray auditioned a lot of guitar players. I didn't want to go through all of that, but I didn't have many or any choices right then. He didn't know if I could play his music. I knew I could. So he took him through a series of tests, okay? He got all the guitar players there, all the trained ones that could read music. The Bobby can't. Ray did his best to try to lose Bobby because Bobby couldn't read music. Remember, reading music was like reading Chinese to him. But he took him through the test and Bobby passed. Ray was impressed. To play in Charles' band, all the new guys had to get themselves kitted out in the house style. Man, that was opposite of slick. To save money, the suits were handed down. Every musician who left Ray's band or retired passed their suit on to the new guy. So these outfits were well past retirement age. They were high water pants. If you don't know what high water pants is, that's what used to not be in style. But now, other men wearing the high water pants. Man, if the pants come lower than the ankles now, then it's a problem. So let me explain to you like this. Back in the day, wearing high water pants was equated with being poor as a child. Because as a child, you're constantly growing. So when your mother or whoever was taking care of you allowed you to wear high water pants, that meant that she didn't have enough money to keep up with your growth. Also, the last guy who wore my pants must have weighed 300 pounds. It was like making a suit for George Foreman and then cutting it down to my size. It was a wacky mess. The coat was supposed to be beige, but had faded yellow. There were patches in the ass. There were name tags in it going back to the Stone Age. I don't know if I could wear the same, bottoms. Ray was a womanizer too. He chased women harder than anybody, always hitting on the backing singers. One day I heard he had a girlfriend coming to see him. He told me how beautiful she was. Gorgeous figure, long legs. She showed up and man, she was plug ugly. How the hell the Bobby Womack gonna call anybody the ugly? That's just like a man with a big ass belly talking about, I don't want no fat girls. What? Bitch, you a fat girl. Sometimes I couldn't figure Ray. He was blind and obviously couldn't tell if an ugly broad told him she was hot. But he would and could play chess. That impressed me. All the band would try and beat him, but he'd kill everybody at the game. Y'all, if y'all don't know anything else, please take time before you move on to the next life to play chess. I'm not the best at it, but I do know all the moves. It is a thinking man's game, and if you feel like you're losing your wit, play chess. All the band would try and beat him, but he'd kill everybody at the game. I couldn't work out how he knew where the chess pieces were. I lived and worked with the blind boys, so I knew a lot of moves blind people had, but I never figured how Ray could do that. A blind man playing chess was one thing, but flying a plane, now that was different. Yeah, he knocked me out with that. He about to just get into a damn Southwest airplane and drive that motherfucker to Miami. That's not about to happen. Even though the way that Southwest and Spirit Airlines go, he probably could. He had his own plane, child. And what would happen is the pilot would get him up in the sky. Okay? And then the pilot would say, okay, Ray, come on, take over. And Ray would be flying the plane up in the air. Y'all okay with this? Y'all okay that this blind man is flying the plane around here? But when I think about it, what is he going to run into? What is he going to run into? He's just going to, just go straight. Sit there and just go straight. What else is in the air? But it was Ray's plane. He bought a plane so he could fly. Man, I couldn't sleep for thinking about flights between gigs. I thought if I told someone, they would think I was crazy. A blind man was flying the plane. I had attacks about that. And it was regular. A couple of times I thought about tipping off the airport authorities. Tell them, man, Ray Charles is driving a plane, man. See what kind of reaction I got from that. They probably put me in a mental hospital. The flying was one reason I quit Ray's band. There was another reason, though, and that was Curtis Amy. I had to room with the old Curtis, and he always was having seizures. Someone in the band pulled me aside and told me to keep a spoon handy. A spoon? What do I need a spoon for? You need it for Curtis, he said, and then he hipped me about the fits and that a spoon would stop Curtis swallowing his tongue. I just got off a plane with a blind pilot. Then they told me Curtis had seizures, and I knew we had to fly again the next day. Oh my God. So wait a minute. So you around here wearing an old suit with patches in the ass that's supposed to be white but now is yellow, or tan and now it's yellow. You got a blind man flying, and then you got a room with someone who has seizures. Listen, my nephew, he used to have seizures. Okay? Man, ever since he was a baby. It may be shocking to some people, but when I was 19, 20 years old, the dude that I was messing with had an accident and he was having seizures. So I got experience to seeing and witnessing and dealing with seizures very early, right? So it doesn't shock me as much as it would the average person. I would just be ready. Naturally, somewhere down the line, Curtis had a seizure. He was a big old guy, so I was scared half to death when I tried to get that spoon under the roof of his mouth so he couldn't bite his tongue off. I tried to wrestle with him, and he almost chewed my fingers off. Curtis would always want the motel window wide open, even in the winter. He'd push it open, snow would fly in the hotel room, and I'd close it. He pushed it open again. It could be blowing a blizzard, and I would close it again. He said he couldn't breathe. I said I couldn't sleep. I wonder what my wife be doing, because she a Virgo. You know you Virgos always cold. I'm so cold. Always so cold in here. Child, after she fall asleep 1 hour, the bitch sweating like a hole in the church. I always got to keep the AC on or the window cracked or something like that because, you know, I'm in my 50s. I'm going through, what is that, menopause right now. I am. Right? Shit, that daggone, them hot flashes can happen at any time, anywhere. One time we took the fight on the plane with us. I threatened him. Next time I tell you to close the window, close it or else. I want it open, whined Curtis. You push it open again, I'll push you out of it. Ray had taken a break from flying to beat one of the band at chess. But he listened to the bitching session, and Curtis wouldn't drop it. You push me out the window, you going with me. You can carry that damn spoon yourself. My hand is swollen. I raged. I didn't come here to be no nursemaid. I came to play my guitar. Eventually, Ray cut in, told us to shut up. He didn't want to hear no more about it. Naturally, he did from me. Of course he did, the Bobby. Young man, Ray said, I don't want to have to tell you again. Hey, I said, everybody wants to be my daddy ever since I've been on the road. When I was in Sam's band, they all tried to be my daddy. I couldn't get no pussy. No, you couldn't get no pussy because your ass wasn't attractive enough standing next to the Jackie Wilson and the Sammy Cook. When I was in Sam's band, they all tried to be my daddy. I couldn't get no pussy. I couldn't drink. Now I'm in another Mother Hunchy band and it's the same shiz. Ray Charles is my daddy, but no one is telling me what to do. I got to put a spoon in his mouth. I'm freezing to death most nights, and I got a blind man flying a plane. Ray said, now I'm going to slap you if you say one more word. You will get the worst whipping of your life. Well, if you slap me, they are going to say it was terrible how that young boy whipped that blind man's eyes because he didn't see the punches coming. Ray didn't like that. I said, if you slap me, you won't be able to slap nobody else. He was silent for a moment. I could just hear the roar of the engines. Then he said, you're fired. I said, man, I ain't fired. No, sir. I quit. I was canned by Ray in 1967. Jobless and potless again. Fuck. I was going nowhere as a solo artist. already done so, please remember to like, share to Facebook, subscribe, and visit uptopbeauty.com for these punk funk shades. Now remember this, the same people you meet on the way up will always be the same people that you meet on the way down. My naysayers, my patron loves you babies. Have a good one.